Good morning and welcome to On the Spot News right here on Zimbabwe Daily. My name is Grace Kajge. Let's take a look at the news making the headlines. Violence erupts at Ali's funeral. Timely IMF boost serves Zimbabwe. Massive industrial action looms at Rio Zim mines. Panic consumers hoard goods to escape price rage. ZANU-PF support warning police. State witness exonerates AMH journals. And in sports, Mangwiro hopes for better fortune. ZRC wraps up stakeholders consultation. And in entertainment news, popular rapper Tana Scott case resumes today. We will take a look at the news in detail. Violent clashes between ZANU-PF supporters and opposition Coalition for Change members erupted yesterday at the funeral wake of murdered C activist Mo Blessing Ali, 46. The slain activist family has also declared that it would not be pushed to bury her remains until the culprits are apprehended and brought to book. Ali was allegedly abducted on May 24, 2022 in Chitungwiza, and her mutilated remains were recovered from a disused well in Nyatsime on Sunday. Her funeral wake has, however, been marred by violent clashes as C and ZANU-PF members battled to control the proceedings. On Sunday, ZANU-PF councillors for Seke Mashonaland East Province, Masimbi banned mourners from gathering at the Ali family homestead, arguing that they had defied his order not to wear C party regalia at the funeral wake. However, her memorial service will take place today at 1 p.m. A Pan-African lender has ranked Zimbabwe among the biggest beneficiaries of the 33 United States dollar billion injected into the region's economies by the International Monetary Fund IMF last year. Africa Export-Import Bank said in a new paper released last week that foreign currency stuffed Zimbabwe's 961 United States dollar million lifeline doubled Harare's thin forex reserve and gave the country capacity to salvage crisis-hit firms through financial support. In total, the IMF injected 650 US billion into global economies to help countries ride out pandemic curbs after extensive battering from hard lockdowns, whose effects are still crippling some of the region's biggest firms. Africa Export-Import Bank said SDRs had boosted Africa's reserves, including benefiting vulnerable nations confronted by monetary and fiscal challenges. A crippling strike is looming at Rio Zim Limited, where mine workers are demanding an upward review of their remuneration and improved working conditions. In a letter to the company's Zimbabwe Diamond and Allied Mineral Workers Union, General Secretary Justice Chinema said a number of concerns had to be addressed, failure of which would result in a nationwide strike. The concerns raised by the miners and Renko Chem Motors and ENR mines include delayed payment of salaries, lack of protective gear, and payment of bonus to permanent employees, prejudicing fixed terms contractors. Chinema said Rio Zim has breached the settlement certificates and subsequent salary dates, which are never honored. The mine workers have agreed to down tools if their grievances are not addressed. The workers have given the company a 7-day ultimatum to respond to their grievances. Basic commodity shortage have returned to haunt consumers, prompting them to hoard goods to escape a devastating price rage. A significant part of hoarded goods have ended up on the black market, while others are kept in homes by consumers wary of rampaging prices triggered by the currency manipulation. According to the Consumers Council of Zimbabwe, CCZ, the development is reminiscent of the hoarding scourge that grounded markets during the first phase of Zimbabwe's relentless crisis during the decades to 2008. Back then, inflation hit 500 billion%, hitting consumers' buying power. A crackdown by the National Incomes and Pricing Commission at the time, which forced firms to sell goods at a loss, precipitating a thriving black market where goods were available on higher prices. A leaked internal police memorandum has exposed that the ruling ZANU-PF party's popularity is waning at the grassroots, especially in its rural strongholds. Over the weekend, ZANU-PF conducted an audit of its cell structure ahead of the 2023 elections, and events dubbed the National Cell Day launched on Saturday. The party's National Cell Day was, however, marred by poor turnout and confusion in most parts of the country. In some areas, the party cell failed to meet after ZANU-PF supporters failed to turn up, a development which forced ZANU-PF Vice President and Second Secretary Kembo Mohadi to cancel the exercise in his hometown, Beitbridge. A state witness may have inadvertently conceded in court that two Alpha Media Holdings AMH journalists Blessed Muhlanga and Chengeto Chidi, arrested for allegedly contravening the Electoral Act in Chitungwiza last month, did not actually commit a crime. The two journalists were arrested in May and charged for contravening Section 25A of the Electoral Act, as read together with Section 30 of Statutory Instrument 21.2005, which prohibits taking of photographs inside a polling station. Giving evidence before Chitungwiza magistrate Ishaune Sumatoa, the state witness police superintendent for crime in Chitungwiza district, Kufakune Sumatsika, said the accused were filming within a 300-meter radius of a polling station and not inside the polling station. During a cross-examination by the journalist lawyers, Jeremiah Bamu Matsika considered that the journalist did not take photos or videos within one of the two polling stations at Ward 7 in Zengeza West. And in other news, the trial of Urban Groove musician Desmond Chideme, popularly known as Stana, resumed yesterday at the Harare Magistrate Court. Chideme, 41, who is represented by Dumisani Mtombeni, appeared before Magistrate Evelyn Mashayakure, where he accused his estranged wife Dion Tafirenyika, 23, of fabricating facts regarding his domestic violence case. Mtombeni averred that the initial statement by complainant's witness was different from what she was now giving in the court. And in sorry for that glitch. It was a technical problem. We will start from the other news. The trial of Urban Groove's musician Desmond Chideme, popularly known as Tana, resumed yesterday at the Harare Magistrate Court. Chideme, 41, who is represented by Dumisani Mtombeni, appeared before Magistrate Evelyn Mashaya Kure, where he accused his estranged wife Dionita Firenyika, 23, of fabricating facts regarding his domestic violence case. Mutombeni averred that the initial statement by complainants sweetness was different from what she was now giving in the court. Mbudzi roundabout records impressive progress. The 88 US million state-of-the-art Mbudzi interchange in Harare is taking shape following the construction of 2 bridges at the site, while most of the equipment required to undertake the project is now in place. And in sports, Harare City FC coach Taurai Mangwiro has used the 2-week break in the league to reflect and try to polish the grey areas after the Sunshine Boys managed just 3 wins from the first 17 matches and have 18 points, just 2 above the drop zone. Is hoping for an improvement in his team's performance after its dismal performance in the first half of this year's Kaso Laga Premier Soccer League campaign. They particularly struggled for goal scoring, just 10 while conceding 12 in the campaign so far, which has left them sitting 11th on the league table. The club is unlikely to sign a new players, and Mangwiro is happy with what is at his disposal. The Zifa Restructuring Committee ZRC says it will soon wrap up stakeholders' consultation and will next month take preliminary recommendations on football governance in the country before making the final endorsements at the end of the year when its mandate comes to an end. Committee Chairperson Blessing Rugara yesterday confirmed the position, saying the committee of experts would present the initial reports of the recommendations to the Sport and Recreation Commission (SRC). And to end this news bulletin, we will take a look once again at the headlines. Violence erupts at Ali's funeral. Timely IMF boost saved Zimbabwe. Massive industrial action looms at Rio Zim mines. Panic consumers hoard goods to escape price rage. ZANU-PF supports warning police. State witness exonerate AMH journals. And in sports, Mangwiro hopes for better fortunes. ZRC wraps up stakeholder consultations. And in entertainment news, popular rapper Stana's court case resumes today. Thank you so much for listening.